First name is Kiora. I'm 48. I was born in Yangon, Myanmar. I live in Tracy right now. I live in Fremont since 2001 to 2018.
You think any community in your
yeah, there's a Burmese, the Buddhist community.
Burmese and
yeah.
Buddhist community.
Buddhist community, and what else I do? I do for some political groups for the Burmese revolution, the new revolution right now. The Burmese Buddhist community helped me a lot, what I interest, especially like when they do the fundraising or some the Burmese the culture things. There's a lot of Burmese festivals. So like I said earlier, and I like making the food and eating the food, something like that. So I can show my cooking skills to those communities, so when people eat my food, and then when they like my food, and then I, of course, I enjoy it. When did I came?
Yeah.
I moved from the Burma to United States in 2000. Since in Burma, there's a lot of political issues, and my education is not really, I believe it's not very improving at the time because of a lot of political issues. So that's why I'm trying to move to the United States to study. That's my main interest is come to U.S. is freedom, and at the same time it's not very freedom. Like you are free within the limit. So like that's how the democracy. So you live with under the certain limit. Everything has to be they said it's a freedom, but not very free. The living standard is changed a lot. Living standard. So in Burma, it's kind of like we don't really have a lot of the living standard in Burma, and then the living standard in the U.S. is totally different. So it's more like a higher level in here. Over there, it's kind of like suburb. And I did not live in a city area. So it's kind of like I live in village and I live in a city. That's two different things. Right now, I'm doing the cooking things. It's kind of like teaching to the. It's not. I don't want to use the word teaching, and I want to share my experience to the other peoples around the world, and then in my Burmese community, what I like cooking and what I know how to cook, and I'm sharing in the YouTube. So that's what it is. Yeah, most likely is I really enjoy doing the food related everything, and then traveling stuff, I travel, and then I usually you go to the one country, it's kind of difficult for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So even though you go vacation, for example, even in the United States, go to Hawaii, and then you still need to know where to eat and then where to go, and then something like that, right? So I make a YouTube channel, and then try to share my experience, and how you can get there, and what kind of food you should eat in there. So that's kind of stuff my main objectives. I can build my my own family, and this is my main accomplishment, and I can live in my country. It's very difficult to own this kind of your own house or your own backyard and something like that. But in here, you have the opportunity. So if you do it, and then you can. So it doesn't there's no way you cannot do it. and then the education. That's very so education. Like when I was, I got laid off on 2010 from my previous company, and then at the time I was like around 38 years old already, but I still go back to school and study, and then I owe my degrees, and then so that means that that's my main accomplishment. Like I can do it even though no matter how old are you and something.
So
I was really shocked, and I never think of like I will get laid off from company, but even that's the main struggle things. Like there's nothing is forever, so that's you have to accept it. So that's the main struggle time at that time. Like I got laid off, and at the time I got my babies, and the house, like I have the payment, and it's a really headache at the time. But I made it. I made it there. So it's even though no matter what struggle I have, but I try to over. Only the monastery places, that's the most gathering place we go. So I feel more comfortable. If you compare to the other like ethnic group, like the Mexican, some Mexican, and some Chinese. Chinese are really big in the Fremont University area, but Burmese community is very. If you compare with them, we are very small. We are kind of like minority, so we don't really have a lot of like those temple and the monastery. So only the small community. Really historic. The main historic things, like I work at the Numi, which is we built the Toyota Corolla cars. The time we shut down, that's a really historic moment in the Fremont area, and it's that impact a lot of impact a lot of people, not only the Burmese. So there's thousands of people got laid off at the time in 2010. So that's kind of like historic moment, and not really the fun historic moment. Yeah, it used to be. Right now it's a Tesla. The Tesla plant. It used to be the Numi. It's called. Yeah, we built. Numi is the Toyota and then GM, the joint venture. They built together the car. So we built like a Toyota Corolla, Toyota Tacoma, and then some the GM car. So the time when they shut down the plant, and then thousands of people got laid off, and then we out of the jobs, and then we kind of like that's kind of a historic moment. A lot of people sad. It's not a good memory. Yeah. United States is the land of opportunities, like everybody know. So if you want to success, you have to do your own. You can't rely on anybody. Yes, you have to learn yourself. You have to work hard, and then the education is one of the main important. If you have, yes, you can finish like high school and then you go work. Yes, it's okay to live, but if you want to be going up and up, you definitely need education. That's the main important. No matter how old are you, or no matter how young you are, you still need education. That's the most important. It's more important for the Union City Fremont area because the housing and the living costs are super high in those areas. So if you have no education, how you gonna make so much money, right? Like especially like Silicon Valley, you have to have it. Right? Nowadays, if you make $100,000 a year, you stay in a low income. So you have to struggle a lot. Beginning of my U.S. life has a little bit of the struggling with the language. Yes, therefore, in Burma we don't speak English all the time. So when I first came in, yes, of course, my English is very bad, and then I don't understand most of the question or whatever, like even regular chit chat things, like I have to ask. Some people are very nice, some people like they are not very patient to so the language is very important also. I have a lot of families and friends, and I stay in the the Asian community, so things are almost the same. I did not really that much change my personality. Thank you. Done. Yay.